everybody, and welcome back to Movie Files. Elliot here with a brand new TV review, and this time it's one of my favorite shows on television. Love the first season, binged it in like 2 days, and I'm here to talk about season 2 of Big Little Lies on HBO, which recently had its season or maybe series finale this past Sunday, and I just wanted to share my thoughts with you all on the actual episode, my thoughts on season 2. Do we need more story to be told in another season? We're going to talk about all that good stuff, but before we do that, I want to welcome all those that are new to Movie Files. If you're not too familiar with our channel here, we're all about movies. We talk about our TV shows, we react to trailers, we do unboxing videos for new releases, and we also do giveaways. So if that sounds like something you would like to see on a week-to-week basis, definitely subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with our latest video. So with that being out of the way, let's talk about spoilers of season 2 of Big Little Lies and that season, possibly series finale. So let's jump right into it. Again, this is a spoiler review talking about the individual episodes, the pros and cons of the episode. Again, recapping my thoughts of the season and if we need a season 3. We're going to talk about all that, but let's jump into the actual episode, which was the 7th. And again, is it a series finale? Is it a season finale? The title of the last episode was I Want to Know, which again premiered this past Sunday. And so we start off the episode and it picks up after episode 6 where we see Celeste is going to now be questioning Mary Louise on the trial. And I'm just going to be straightforward with you guys. This was easily my favorite storyline of the entire season, with everything with Celeste and her boys and everything with Mary Lou and Perry and all that stuff was my favorite part of the entire season. And this episode just proves even more to my reason why I love it. It is so compelling. The performances that we get from the two iconic actresses, Nicole Kidman and Meryl Streep, one of the greatest, if not the greatest actor of all time. Just their back and forth on trial. And I was telling Morgan while watching this, I've been saying this the whole season, we need to know more about Mary Louise. What is her background? She obviously is the mother of Perry. What was their upbringing like? So we get that hint in this episode. We see that back when Perry, I believe they said in the episode, he was maybe 8 or maybe younger, but, you know, they had an accident. His brother died, which I don't remember them bringing this up in the season 1 at all, and definitely not in this season at all, but we see that that they got into an accident. She blamed Perry for it. Celeste goes even deeper, says that Perry said to her one time that she used to beat him, used to kick him, used to blame him and all that stuff, but it was just like, I'm literally at the edge of my seat, just like I knew this was happening, but again, the performances and getting that flashback that we get, a lot of flashbacks in this season, and we'll talk about the themes of this season, but I love that moment. Again, we're just watching two titans just go at it, and we saw in the episode that, you know, Celeste sees this video. She's, you know, the whole season she's going back and looking at videos and things of Perry and the boys and all that stuff, and we see that battle with her all season, but we see that she's looking at, you know, her iPad and sees a video, and I'm wondering, like, oh, is that video of maybe the boys seeing her, you know, Celeste, their mom, you know, having the, as Mary Lou calls it, these sexual encounters or these interesting encounters with strangers, but then no, it's revealed that this was one of the boys, whether it was Max or Josh, recording, you know, one of the scenes that we saw from last year, which was, or season 1, was Celeste being abused by Perry, and that was just so jaw-dropping. It was a holy shit moment in my eyes. It's just like, this is more reason to Celeste is like, no, she's not a, you know, and this is my whole debate, that whole trial is like, is Celeste a bad mom? No, which I don't think she is, but does she really need to have those boys in her presence right now while she's going through all these emotions? I mean, obviously they don't know about what happened to Perry, but they know that she's a grieving a wife and a widow. She's going through all this stuff. So it was such a back and forth for me that whole season. But in that moment, it showed that, yes, she's not lying about the whole Perry being an abuser and being a monster to Celeste and you know, all the years that they went through of her being abused. And it shows more proof that Perry, you know, with Shailene Woodley's character and having Ziggy and all that stuff. So it proved more and more Celeste, and I'm just like, yes, this is more evidence and bodes well for her. But then, of course, you know, Mary Lou combated that and all that. I just love everything that we got in that court scene. It was literally the best part of the season and the best part of this episode. You know, we get some other reveals in the episode, which I thought, you know, worked, you know, outside of the Perry, Celeste, and Mary Lou and the boy situation. I thought that everything that was going on with Dern's character and everything with her husband, I thought that ended up pretty well. The stuff with Madeline and her husband Ed and Adam Scott's character, it had some high moments, had some low moments, But, we get the resolve that he wants to renew his vows, which is sweet and nice and all that stuff. But again, it didn't compare to me. At least my interest wasn't held as much as it was as with Celeste and Mary Lou, and again seeing Nicole Kidman and Meryl Streep interact with all the characters, but in particular with Nicole Kidman was great. Then we get to stuff. I'll be 1,000% honest with you. My least interest, well, two of them, but my most frustrating storyline in this season was Zoë Kravitz, Bonnie's character. Again, I get it. I get what they were going at. She was the one that pushed Paris. She has this internal battle. We obviously get the stuff with her mother, but I thought that stuff was just so forced in regards to it didn't feel organic, the relationship with her and her mom. We're getting these flashbacks. We see that her mom was abusive to her verbally and sometimes physically. We see the stuff with her dad. I just felt like I didn't care, and not that I didn't care about the subject matter they were talking about. It was just the way they executed it. I felt like it was just kind of thrown in there to make us care for this character in a sense, and also I felt like it was like a filler to when we really wanted to focus on Celeste, at least for I did, or see what's going on with some of the other storylines. But I just felt like that it didn't feel organic. We see that her mother passes away. We see for like 4 episodes, their mom telling her to kill her. Was that a dream? Whatever the case may be. But we see the resolve with that. She sees her mom passes away, which was, again, that whole scenes that we get with her mom waking up and then the husband coming in like, oh, what happened? It was just, none of that worked for me at all. But we see the resolve from that was, we see her mother passing away, and she finally tells Nathan, I believe, was her husband's name, that she doesn't love him. And that reaction, again, I could care less. But we go on to, again, I thought that Lauren Dunn, her husband stuff, that was very interesting. That was it was sad, but it was the most entertaining storyline in regards to like laughs and thrills and just feeling her pain towards her husband, who's just a jerk, him getting the train set and everything. I love how that ended. Another story, like I said, Bonnie and the Nathan and the mom stuff didn't work for me, but the Shailene Woodley character stuff, which her character right now is slipping my mind, but I thought that was another storyline that just felt kind of underwhelming, didn't really pique my interest, because I felt like the relationship that she had with that guy was just not organic. It did not feel like chemistry on screen with those two. Jane was her character. I did not care for her storyline. I thought they were going to dive deep into maybe Ziggy and knowing that Perry was a dad, which they did throughout the season, but I wanted more from that. And again, I did not care for that guy that was playing her boyfriend. On an acting level, on a character level, I just could care less about that. But we get a resolve from that. She eventually opens up to him. They kiss, and I presume they have sex as the scene kind of plays out. As far as other storylines that kind of wrapped up, again, the biggest one to me was, Nicole Kidman as Celeste gets the boy. She wins the trial. Mary Louise loses. And I thought, again, everything from that storyline was just phenomenal and the most interesting stuff of the entire season for me. We don't know if Adam Scott, Ed's character, had sex with that girl that hit on him. But, again, that storyline really didn't matter to me. But kind of wrapping up the actual episode, again, I thought that everything in the court scene was good. I love Renata's moment. I don't care too much about Shailene Woodley's storyline, and the Ed and the Madeline stuff didn't work for me, and the Bonnie stuff. But the final scene that we get, and I would love to know you all's comments as far as the scene plays out. We're build the whole season is building to, is she gonna win the boys? I'm talking about Nicole Kidman's character Celeste versus her mother-in-law Mary Louise. She wins the trial. Madeline gets her husband back. Shailene Woodley finally opens up to another person. Bonnie tells her husband how she feels. Lauren Dunn's character finally leaves her husband, who's just so terrible. But then they end the episode with them going to which also they try to allude to maybe Bonnie finally walking to the waters, but they end the episode with our lead characters walking into the police station, which we're assuming they're going to confess. I was very torn on that moment, because it's just like, what was all that stuff leading? Why do we need all this stuff? Why did we watch 6 other episodes of them building these storylines for them just to ultimately maybe be just locked up for who knows? Obviously, we know Bonnie was the one that pushed him, but this was almost a year ago that this happened, and all the women knew the actual true story, and they kept that lie. So I would presume that, Bonnie might get the most time, but they're going to be going to jail too, which, again, opens up the door for season 3. Who knows? But it really hits me. I just don't know how to feel about that, and I would love to know what you all thought. Did you feel like, not a waste of time or disappointing or underwhelming, but was that a smart story decision? I would have much more preferred just Bonnie going there, and then that leaves the door open. Like, did she tell on other women? Did she say that there were other people involved? I don't know if they just came, maybe they saying that they showed up later and they saw that he fell. Who knows? But just the idea that everything that was leading up to these women having their moments, again, Celeste having the boys. Now the boys are going to go back to Mary Louise or maybe go into foster care. Shailene Woodley character, her son Ziggy, who's going to watch him now? Renee, she has all this stuff with the court and the bankruptcy and her daughter and having her independence and freeing her from this douchebag. And then you have everything with, Bonnie and her husband. It's just like, what does this mean now? Because now they're just going to go to jail. And why does it matter? So again, let me know in the comments what you all thought about that final scene. But now jump into, do we need a season 3? I don't know because I didn't think we needed season 2, and I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed season 2 as a whole. There were those storylines that I just did not care for. It just really bogged down. Some of the stuff, not all of the stuff didn't work for me, but most for the way it kind of finished up with, again, the Shailene Woodley, the Madeline Ed story, and the Bonnie stuff. It didn't work for me as a whole, but there were moments throughout it. But overall, I did enjoy season 2 because, again, that stuff that we got with Celeste, played by Nicole Kidman, and Meryl Streep as her mother-in-law was just such great television, such great tension. And again, watching Meryl Streep interact with all the other characters was just gold. And I think it was just some of the best tension that we've seen on television, at least for me, so far this year. But I did enjoy overall. I would recommend, if you like season 1, I enjoyed season 1 more than season 2, but I think this was a good follow-up to a great season. Now, to answer the question, do we need season 3? I don't think so. But again, there's a much more smarter people than me that can find some creative way to bring a season 3. Again, is it going to be like Orange is the New Black and they're all in jail when we're watching their different trials? Is it them maybe not getting a hard punishment as they will with Bonnie, and maybe they have like house arrest? Who knows? So they're pretty well off women. They all seem to have some, financially speaking, maybe not so much Shailene Jane's character, but most of them are financially stable. So maybe we watch them as the trials leading up, and we see how their relationships kind of blossom from the news, and them, essentially murdering a guy or knowing that how someone was murdered, not telling the truth. So I don't think we need a season 3, but I sure will watch it if we get one. So that's my thoughts. I thought the episode was great. I thought that they ended the story and everything pretty well. Again, I didn't care for so many other storylines that we got other than the Celeste and Mary Louise storyline. But all in all, I thought it was a good season. I wouldn't be upset if they did a season 3, but I would be okay if they ended it at season 2. But again, let me know in the comments what you all thought of the season as a whole, what you thought of that final episode. Do you want a season 3? Let me know in the comments below. Again, we do a lot of other TV reviews, Game of Thrones, a lot of the stuff that we love here on Netflix that we stream, Stranger Things most recently. So definitely check out our other reviews that we do here. We also have a brand new spoiler-free review on our channel right now for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We will be having some giveaways coming up pretty soon for Avengers Endgame and some other movies coming up for the pretty soon. And also, we will be doing a review for Euphoria on HBO, which, hint, hint, wink, wink, is one of my favorite shows on television right now. So definitely keep an eye out for that. So there you have it. Subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Follow us on all of our social media accounts, especially on Instagram. We're very active there. We do lives. We do all that fun stuff. We keep up with the greatest news. So definitely follow us there. Thank you for watching this review, and we'll see you on the next one.